Hello everyone, Bill Molyneux here for Death in the Desert Turn 3. Okay, not much chit-chatting. We have a lot going on. I did a poll. If the Bedouins move first, should it be Kim Metis and his cavalry charge? Should it be Bruce from New Jersey and charge there? Or this unit here and charge the machine gun and then try to swoop over to the water cart? The poll was this unit here should activate if they get to go first. I picked up all the blue chips for the most part here. I guess I forgot one or two. We're just going to get right to it. Don't forget, this video supports Braddock's Battlefield History Center. For the last several months, I've been talking about Weiss Fork, so if at some point I say this video helps Weiss Fork, that is inaccurate. And we're just going to get right to playing. I really want to say I wish the Chuckleheads were here. And of all the games I've run here at this house, here in Nottingham, this has been my most enjoyable game I've ever run. Even the War of 1812 was fun and everything, but this one's been fantastic. So, right off the bat, I've lost my dice box. I see it. I put papers on top of it. So, there will be some times I might show you the dice right off the bat. I had a couple people saying they wanted to see the dice rolled. So, unfortunately for the Bedouins, the French get to activate something first. And you know what we're going to activate is Captain Jack and his Legion unit that's being attacked by Kim Metis and Sheik Kim Metis and his cavalry. Now, Dave M. Brought up a good point. I have been forgetting to check units' abilities on it. So turn 1 and 2, we checked one thing and I forgot. I'm a terrible GM. I apologize. Right now I will roll for Captain Jack's unit, and we did not. 1 or 2, they're poor, and a 9 or a 10, they're good or great. So they're just average. So we're going to put out our blue chip. All right. Now they're going to fire, and hopefully they will do well. If you're rooting for the Bedouins, you'll want them not to do well. It's close range. We're going to open up with the Lewis gun first. And there we go. And I need markers. Okay, the Lewis gun fired. We got 1 hit so far. And then the pistol is 2 shots. And oh, Captain Jack got 1 hit. So that's pretty good. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then 5 riflemen. All right. And they're at close range. And nothing else. So 6 and higher. Holy cow, I only rolled 2 hits out of 5 with 6 or higher. So that's a total of 4 hits. There we go. Now we divide that by half, so it kills off 1 base. However, we have to see if Kim was hit again. No. So Kim is still here. We remove 1 base, and they get a morale marker. All right. So that was our first activation for turn 3. And right off the bat, we're going to see what happens next. Okay, everyone, let's see. 7 to a 10. Okay, the Bedouins get to go next. All right. Due to the Kim's unit has really been chopped up, I have to roll 2, 4, 8. I have to roll 1 through 9 to pass on a D20, or they won't go in. I also have to do a morale check. So we're going to stop the camera. We're going to the other side of the table. Okay, everyone, in the voting on YouTube, I did the poll. So you that are watching this video, if you if this is the first time you've seen one of my videos, I'm trying a poll where we're having you out there as the viewers also help decide the outcome of this game. This unit's lost 2, so it's 20. Now it's down to 18. We got to roll a D20. Anything but a 19 or a 20. And we rolled a 1. Okay, remove that. Now they have to charge. There's no way they can't make it. They get bonus of 12 inches charging. And they rolled another 1. That's amazing. So they are going in. All right. Now, they get up. They're going to, on the machine gun, is going to roll its 9 dice, but now it has not activated. So in the charge, if it had already fired, it would only fire half, or if it hasn't been activated, so they can fire 9 dice. All right, 3, 4. Okay, and here we go. And man, 1. I got 3 1s. I got to check that. I think 3 1s, it doesn't fire next turn. I think it's run out of ammunition, and 4 1s it breaks. And yes, okay, so they killed 4 figures. All right, so the Bedouins lost 4 from the machine gun team, and the machine gun team is average. I just checked them, but a little late on that. I apologize. Okay, now as they're going in, they took casualties. So 4 and 4 is 12, 14. We roll the third 1. That is amazing. They're going in. Okay, hand-to-hand combat. I have 3 Legionnaire gunners. They're going to get slaughtered. We're going to just see if they miss. And then 4. We get 4, 3, 9. They get to be attacked 3 times. Okay. Didn't lose anyone. All right. So Dave M., I know you're safe with your artillery piece, but the machine gun team is overrun. Reminiscence of the rocket battery at Isian Luana. So even though now a lot of this could have been changed by the morale. So they actually are here. Okay, and we need to put up our blue marker that they've been activated. So they all have a choice of heading towards the water cart or Dave M. from North Carolina's gun. And we're just immediately going to roll dice. And just so you know, it is Bedouin. And what is interesting is you're not flipping a card. You're just rolling the die, and high die wins. So, and it's not for the whole side. It's for units. And you know what? We're going to send in Bruce because he can't fail. He is fanatical. He has lost no figures. He is here. I roll a D20, but I have to, and he goes in. There is no way he could fail, but I did roll the dice. We're going to see who is that. That's Ronald McDonald from England. And all right, I hope he can stand too. Let's see if Ronald McDonald's unit is, I rolled a 9. All right, Dave M., I remembered. Ronald McDonald's unit is they get a +1 in shooting. And I apologize for my viewers that I forgot to do that a lot. Okay, and let's see if Bruce's unit's special. Bruce's unit is normal. All right, now there is no way. I guess, 11 inches. There's no way he can't make it. So our Bedouins are going in. Bruce from New Jersey. And now, I'm going to say the fellas back there with the camel and water cart are not going to fire. Okay, we are being a mean game master. So right now, let's fire the 2 shots with Lieutenant RM is firing with his pistol, and he didn't do a thing. Our Lewis gunner, we got 1 hit. Okay, now if they fail a morale check going in, they stop right at the brink of the men. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10. We do have 10 there. I'm sorry about that, everyone. I want to make sure, because you know what? Kevin slows this down when he watches it, Colonel Handsome at home, and he makes sure I'm doing everything correctly. So 6 through 10 and plus 1, 5s or higher. Well, that 2, 5 hits. Well, we remove this, and that's 5 hits. And let's see if Bruce from New Jersey has been wounded. He has not. So we got to do a morale check again. 4. So 4 is 16, 17, and Bruce rolled a 3. They're going in. All right. And Bruce will fight it out with Ronald McDonald. We'll do that first, okay? Here we go. All right, Ronald McDonald, I hope you can win. Well, Ronald takes a hit. Bruce rolled higher, and I gave Ronald a +1. And let's see what happens. Ronald McDonald has been hit with a serious wound. He rolled a 5. Okay. And you know what? Even though we're just going to let Ronald McDonald fight Bruce a second time. What do y'all say? Okay. And, oh, God. Ronald McDonald in England, I'm sorry to say, Bruce rolled a 10. And anything with a serious wound, he's... All right. Ronald McDonald in England, Lieutenant RM, he did not survive. And so there he is, dead. All right. I'm going to pair these up. I'm going to pause the camera for this big melee. Okay. Well, the melee went bad. Oh, these fellows are dead. These Bedouins got killed in the melee. And then in our French, of course, we lost Lieutenant RM. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The Lewis gunner is dead too. The remnants have fallen back to there. And Bruce from New Jersey, you kicked butt. And Lieutenant RM, I'm sorry you got pasted. You really rolled bad. Okay, everyone. It's really enjoyable having some of my viewers as players in this game. I'm rolling to see who goes next. Oh, yeah, we have to do a marker there. And this unit actually is activated because they used their first fire, or they used a fire. And we have French. Well, we only have, you know what, the camel group guys are part of that unit. So we have our artillery piece, and we're going to lob a shell right there. Okay, I got to stop the camera. Okay, everybody, we're going to lob a shell. I checked the range already. And this is Dave M. He was victorious at my Weiss Fork miniature game at Cold Wars. And he swept the he was Confederate, and he swept the Union flank. All right, four rounds here, and he caused 2 casualties. All right, so 1 base is gone, and there's no leader to check. We'll put in the gap there. So that's it for that, and we need a blue marker there for our gun. Okay, let's see who goes next. And we rolled a 10 and a 1, and the 10 is the French. Pause the camera here. Okay, everyone, the last unit to move, it looks to be Lieutenant Vince, because we had Jack fired. This unit's fired. They used their activation, so we have Lieutenant Vince, and you know what? He has a heck of a lot of Bedouins coming down the sand dune on top of them, and I also forgot to put away a unit that 2 figures that died in the previous firing. All right. I'll pause the camera. Okay, everyone, there's 4 figures. 4 times 2, it's an 8, and we're going to give Kim a +1 is all. So a 1 through 9 on a D20, and a 15. They failed. Okay. So Kim and his men, 10 and 18, 22. So they retreat. They're running backwards to here. So Captain Jack, the Vietnam veteran who lives out in Arizona, has driven them back. So, and I'm sorry you didn't see that. Sometimes I forget I'm making a video. All right. So Captain Jack here, he drove back our Bedouins by firing that first volley in the game, and they failed their morale, and they are retreating. And now it's the Bedouins have to move something else. I got a lot of morale checks here. Let's go ahead and just 1, 2, 3, 12, 13, 14. 1 through 14, and we rolled a 1. These guys are fine. And 4d6 plus 6. All right. They're going to charge. Okay. Let's see if they can do it. And they do. All right. Now let's see if they get enough movement to hit. They're going to go after Captain Jack. It's a long ways out there. 10, 16, 20, 29. Oh, they hit him. And now Jack has already fired. So now because Jack is fired, and then let me see if you can see what's going on. All right, I'm going to finish. I'm going to pause the camera so I'm not in the way of the camera, all right? Okay, Captain Jack has already fired, so they can fire half. So we're going to fire a 1 pistol round, which is a hit. Roll the 9. And then we have the 3 Lewis guns firing 1 round, and it's a hit. So there's that. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll round up. We'll let them fire 3 rounds. And miss, and 1 hit. So they lost this base. Another hit there. Okay, now they now have to roll because they took casualties going in. And let's see, 8 and 3, 11. All right, let's see if Jack gets lucky. And we roll the 3. All right, they're going in. I'm going to pause the camera. All right, this charge is, I got to pair these guys up a little bit. And Captain Jack. All right, and then there's going to be, that's not so good. I'm going to resolve this melee and come back to you. And let's see. We'll see what happens. Welcome back, everyone. All right, Captain Jack lost one. He lost 4 men in the Lewis gun. The Bedouins lost 3, but they already had a casualty, so they lost another base. They don't have to check morale. They take the position. Jack is seriously wounded, by the way. He does get a saving throw. Melee, the Legionnaire do not get saving throws, except for the leaders. And rifle fire, the Legionnaire do take saving throws. So we're going to go ahead right now and see about charging down on Vince. These guys have a morale check, and they rolled a 2. All right. I'll pause the camera here. Now, as you remember, they're charging. They're getting right up to Vince. We're going to have Vince fire. They are average. So, they only can fire half. There's the pistol shot, which is a miss. And they're still full strength, so they get 5 dice. Shit. I mean, excuse me. I didn't roll a single hit. This is going to sting. Everyone, Vince didn't roll any hits, and neither did his half volley. I'll resolve this melee. Okay, Lieutenant Vince, he did not get injured. And we actually killed about 5 Bedouins died. And yes, they lost nearly half of their unit. But they did pretty good in melee. The Bedouins have grabbed the supply camels. All right, I got to move our camera, and I need to put out a blue chip. And we're going to head over to the other side. Okay, everyone, we're going to send out Walt and Colonel Handsome, Kevin himself. And Colonel Handsome still has his young bride with him. You know what? I'm just going to go ahead and move them, and then I'll show you where they end up. Get that out of the way. The Legion's looking bleak, everyone. A couple morale check fails, and they could have, they might have been able to pull this out better. But let's move up our other units. Okay, everyone. Well, Walt rolled really good. He got 22 inches. So Sheik Walt Leach, our leader of the Chuckleheads, running along. And then Colonel Handsome rolled a darn 9. I don't know, barely moving. He's going to show up to help bury the dead or something at this rate. Kevin, your unit is just hasn't done anything. Reminds me of one of the Western games where you never fired, or one of the Sands of the Sudan games. Okay, everything has moved now. So that's where we're at. The water cart's going to be attached to that unit that used to be RM's unit, where the dead are there. I have been removing the dead. I'm going to stop the camera, and I'm going to go on and do turn 4 in this. So hold on, everyone. Okay, Death in the Desert, Free Rules by Eric Burgess on, you just type in Google Death in the Desert. Well, by the way, Jack, who is seriously wounded, could only move 6 inches, and I had to move a little more than that. So this turn will make sure he only moves a little bit when we activate him. And for turn 4, the Bedouins get to go first. Boy, oh boy. Now to charge, some of these units are chewed up. So that 2 base unit, they have to roll 1 through 8 on a D20. We have a D20 right here. We're going to try to kill off Captain Jack. And we needed an 8, and guess what? We got a 7. Let's head over there and watch the action. Okay, everyone, here we go. I don't really need to check inches, but they go right in. And they have not fired, so they get 2 rounds, 7, 1 hit, and Captain Jack misses with both rounds. But 1 hit causes them to do a morale check. Okay. So there's our action right there. And I get my D20. and we rolled a 6, and they needed a 7 or less, so they made it. All right, we're going to roll Captain Jack first. He gets a minus, and Captain Jack will definitely be dead. Any wound will kill him, so Captain Jack is gone. And then we have our 2 riflemen. A rifleman gets killed, and the Legionnaire kills one, and the other Legionnaire gets another. Okay, so they took another hit, and then they both died. And I need a blue chip. Okay. The Legion got an 8. All right, and you know what? The command is looking hopeless. I guess Lieutenant Vince he's the only leader left. We're going to go 2d6 plus 6. 12. 12 plus 6, he can go 18 inches. I'm going to pause the camera. All right, everyone. I forgot to turn the darn camera on at one point. Vince retreated. He rolled 3 6s, or did the 2 6s for boxcars and plus 6, 18 inches. He's heading off the table, and they got to fire with the long range and for moving, and they killed off 2 more figures there, and that unit's going to have to do a morale check. So we're just going to go ahead and see if they pass, and they rolled a 16, so they failed. All right, Vince is firing on there, drove them back. They fell back to there. They're running away with their red poker chip. So let's roll and see who goes next. All right, it is French, and we only have a couple units left over on the other side. I don't know if Dave would say it's time to save the guns, but I think he probably would. Let's head over there and see what happens. Okay, so Dave, you know what? I'm going to do this. Odd, Dave stays. Even, he says it's time to save our gun and get out of there. And it's even. He's heading out. All right, so we decide even was run away. It's a good number. And it gets 2d6. It's not going to fire. Plus 6. And we rolled a 9. Okay. I'll pause the camera here. Okay, so Dave with his artillery piece, he only rolled 9 plus the 6, so that's where they're at. There's so I have 1 French unit left. I think they're going to abandon the water cart. And just so you can see the die rolling, I've had a couple people say they want to see the die rolls more. So our French get to go first. They got the high number. Okay. It's time to save the colors. We're going to abandon the water cart and run. And they don't run very far. 5 plus 6 is 11 inches. Okay, everybody. If you're wondering how we did, that unit's moved. And a poker chip it. There we go. And they're going to fire with a -1 for long range, and a -1 for moving, and a -1 for shooting here Bruce in cover. And only 9s and 10s hit. I got 1 hit. All right, well, that's enough to first check and see if Bruce has been hit, and he has not, but it is enough to do a morale check now. Okay, 8, 9, 10, 11, and he rolled a 10, so they're fine because we're going to activate them to charge. So we remove the red, we got to do it again to charge, and we roll a 6. So Bruce from New Jersey, you're going in, and you got to roll higher than about 20 on our dice. 5, 9, 14, 20 inches. Exactly 20. We're going to say they make it. They get to the cart. That unit's there. So Bruce is going in. All right, Bruce is going in. This is the remnants of RM's unit, Lieutenant RM. We get to fire 3 dice because we've already fired once before. We need 6s or higher, and we rolled 1 9, which is a hit, which is enough to see if Bruce has been wounded. And he rolled an 8, and enough to see if the charge has been stopped. And we rolled another 6. They're going in. All right, everyone. For time of simplicity, of saving time, I guess, we will pause the camera here and resolve this melee. Okay, Bruce lost 4 figures, by the way, in the melee. There they are. And the Legion lost all 6, and Bruce killed 1 single-handedly, and they overran the position. They got the water cart, and you know what? Turn 4 ends our game. So we have Lieutenant Vince and Lieutenant Dave M, are heading back, and we're going to close out our video. I'm quite amazed. Now we have some units that have not moved yet this turn. No reason. Walt, who's just getting into the action, Chic Walt. And of course, Kevin rolled really bad for movement for the entire game. I think he was distracted by something. And you know what? We have to check out Kim over there, Chic Kim. All right, Chic Kim has been seriously wounded. If I roll an odd number, he's dead. And I rolled a 10. So Chic Kim, he gets reorganized and helped and saved, and he's recovers from his wounds, and he'll reform his army. And Martin Knight from England gave me that idea. And wow, this game played 4 turns. There's a few things in the rules, in the real rules, that I've changed, and there are a few things. I really like the secondary firing when you're being charged. If you already fired, that's something I added. Okay. Okay, everyone. Let's close out our video. Please consider watching to the end. Thank you for all of you that are watching my videos. They go to help historic sites. This video helped Braddock's Battlefield History Center. Really quick, fun game. Some of the rules I changed. If you get Eric's rules, you may want to adjust them for ranges of what scale figures. Really quickly, what's coming up? Goober the Traveling Bear. Next Wednesday night afternoon, we'll be at Fort Frederick to make a video of the Confederate artillery piece that's in a French Indian War fort, why it's there, and Robert Ambrose, the great park ranger, will be telling you all about the 12-pounder artillery piece that's in Fort Frederick, Maryland, in a French Indian War fort that is amazing because it's a Civil War gun. May 3rd, Star Wars with all the chuckleheads and Goober the Traveling Bear. May 4th is the Gettysburg Toy Soldier Show and the Gettysburg Toy Soldier Shop. Okay, so going into May 17th, we have the giant 28mm massive first day of Gettysburg. Mr. Tim has invited the whole Chuckleheads team to Leesburg, Virginia. Ron the Snyder Pretzel King Perlman will be there. I hear it's going to be a huge game with a lot of players. That's really it for all the way up to there. The Maryland Veterans Museum this coming Saturday or Sunday. I'm hoping to be there for the Maryland Festival at that museum. And Goober the Traveling Bear on this coming Saturday is going to be making videos of the new Country Store Museum in Matthews, Virginia. So, in my world of promoting history, I might be nuts sometimes with my bear ideas and everything else. But, you know, life is short and you got to have fun. And I'm trying to have fun by helping to promote history. If you want a Goober mug, let me know. I'll be getting Goober mugs again. And we also have Goober t-shirts too and Goober hoodies. That's about it for now. And I'm going to say, stay safe, be kind, be courteous. And I think this is my most enjoyable game I've played here without anyone else here. All right. Thank you, everyone. Oh, and Kevin of the Chuckleheads, be true to your school, as you like me to say. And gosh, you rolled really bad for movement. No more women figures on the table when you're playing.